The President of the United States is correct 100%.
31-year-old Stephen Miller has emerged as a key player in President Trump's Oval Office, known for crafting some of Trump's most controversial speeches, policies, and executive orders.
We have multiple tools across multiple fronts to ensure that we are preventing terrorist infiltration of our country and to ensure that those who enter our country share our values and support our people.
So what do we know about the young senior policy advisor? Miller grew up in a Jewish family in Santa Monica, California, and for years he's been articulating the kind of nationalist and populist sentiment that fueled Donald Trump's rise. As a student at the diverse Santa Monica High School, Miller wrote a letter to the editor of the Santa Monica Lookout, slamming what he called his school's rampant political correctness. Miller pointed to the school's celebration of Mexican holidays, the absence of the Pledge of Allegiance in classrooms, and the school's use of both Spanish and English for announcements, which he said were demeaning to the immigrant population and ultimately prevented Spanish speakers from standing on their own. After high school, Miller went on to attend Duke University, where he continued to pen opinion pieces and advocate for conservative causes. He was particularly critical of the administration's handling of the Duke lacrosse case, and in his farewell op-ed, Miller wrote that he considered it his job to, quote, do battle with the left. He went on to do just that, moving from Durham to D.C. and taking jobs with conservative lawmakers. He spent 7 years working for Senator Jeff Sessions, who is now Trump's Attorney General.
Donald J. Trump subscribes to the old-fashioned idea that Americans ought to come first in their own country.
Upon joining Trump's campaign in January of 2016, Miller warmed up crowds before rallies, and he was tasked with channeling Trump's populist message into smooth, teleprompted speeches that the candidate could stick to. For example, Miller was behind Trump's speech to a pro-Israel group during the primaries, his acceptance speech at the Republican National Convention, and even his inaugural address. Now, Miller is at the center of the president's orbit, serving as senior policy advisor. He is said to be in charge of crafting controversial executive orders like the so-called immigration ban that's currently held up in courts.
Stephen, the 3 judges say you're flat wrong.
No, the 3 judges made a broad, overreaching statement.
After the Ninth Circuit Appellate Court barred the Trump administration from enforcing its 90-day travel ban on citizens traveling from 7 Muslim-majority countries, Miller was thrust into the spotlight to defend the president.
Our opponents, the media, and the whole world will soon see, as we begin to take further actions, that the powers of the president to protect our country are very substantial and will not be questioned.
They are questioned, my young little
lad.
Miller. They will be questioned by the court. It's called judicial review. And seriously, the White House has got to stop embarrassing themselves by putting this guy out.
While he has received criticism from across the political spectrum, so far, Miller continues to have the backing of his boss, who tweeted, "Congratulations, Stephen Miller, on representing me this morning on the various Sunday morning shows. Great job." For now, it appears the young advisor's work in the White House is just getting started.